Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And we're off for Matt Crusher. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And bringing them out an electrifying runner and a former first-round pick back in 2021, Justin Fields.
There's still lots of people around the... believe that Justin Fields' best football's in front of them. Major believers of him as an upper-tier quarterback. And the reason why, Kate, is he's got physical traits that are just unique and different. He can run it like a running back, and he can spin a football as well. In fact, that running ability is some of the best in the game. But just continuing to build and refine his game as a passer between the tackles, that will be the key to the longevity of his career.
Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's 2nd and 5. This one falls incomplete. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Fields out of the gun. Catch made by Austin. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Fields now on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Offense in the hurry up here. Another throw for Fields. This finds Austin complete. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought down on the effort by Quinion Mitchell. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. Pat Freiermuth, the touchdown. Well, he couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
First down throwing for Hurts. He's on the move. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On first down, Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And they get this down to the 28. Working quickly here. First and 10, here's Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. First down from the red zone. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Hurts throwing again. Quick slant complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. Runs it in for the Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles finish off their opening drive. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Right on the edge of the goal line for first and goal, and I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a first down pass play can, and certainly was, effective.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Calvin Austin on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. First down throw for Fields. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play. Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Eagles will take possession. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hurts now from the gun. Caught by Dotson on the slant. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. First and 10 from the 41. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be...
Pressure's there, and he goes down again. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here he is on third and long. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Now on fourth down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. Pittsburgh in its offense, all set to go. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. On first and 10, it's Fields. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. He's got Harris. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. From the gun, they go with Harris. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Gets this one to Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers take a second quarter lead. Najee Harris, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Now Boswell on to send this away. This one's going to be a return from deep in the end zone. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Hurts. Caught him deep behind the line. Try and salvage something. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have...
Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. Steelers have it, headed the other way. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
I think the phrase, Kate, blood in the water, comes to mind in this spot. There was a chance to get aggressive and attack them being backed up close to the end zone. Can't imagine that decision paying off in a better fashion than that.
The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Fields on 1st down. This throw is cut. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Working quickly here. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap to Fields. Complete beyond the marker. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Steelers double their lead to 14. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, Britton Covey. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They run it with Saquon Barkley. He needed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Offense up to the line fast. 2nd and 4. Into traffic, complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's Dotson on the catch. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
He's able to drive that pile about a yard. There on the stop, Larry Ogunjobi. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Escapes the pocket. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Jahan Dotson, the intended receiver. And now they face second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's brought down for a loss. Offense in the hurry-up here. On third down, it's Hurts. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers return the interception almost to midfield before the tackle's made. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and two very different tones and tenors on these two sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Fields out of the gun. He's looking deep once again. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Eagles will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Wow, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock. To have somebody in position for a pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers stretch their lead to 21. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. First and 10 now from the 30. Hurts back to the air after the pick. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? And that'll bring up second down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Second down now, 7 to go. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. A player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
That pass caught by Dotson. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Hurts looking to throw. He completes it in traffic. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Hurts throwing again. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles get it back to a 14-point game.
Eagles 14.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Jackson now to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Looking to throw. He puts everything behind this one. And he's there to send that one away incomplete. So we arrive at halftime here in Pittsburgh. Our apologies to the halftime performers and anyone hoping for a quick snack break. Nope, not this time. We're pushing right through and getting the third quarter started. Now Boswell on to send this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. First and 10 now from the 30. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And this one is stopped after getting up past the 35. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From the 36. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. To the air, third and long. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. On fourth down, Hurts. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hurts now from the gun. Barkley's got it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Barkley a first down and more. And they'll finally get him at the 35-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Completed to his running back. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here comes Austin. Returns looking good so far. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. He's got Harris. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Darius Slay with the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
This is Harris on second down. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. A third down run with Harris. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it. Offense in the hurry-up here. Back to throw it. And on fourth down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And he works it deeper into enemy territory past the 40. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Able to get it to Barkley. He spins right by him. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Working quickly here. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Eagles tie us up 28-all. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. This finds Austin complete. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Taken in by Harris. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They give to Harris from the gun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Offense up to the line fast. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second and 3 now. Shotgun snap to Fields. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers take a 3rd quarter lead. George Pickens the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one splits the uprights. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. The Eagles and receiver Devontae Smith returning to the field. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. First down, a run with Barkley. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Madden stopped by Alex Highsmith. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. That's Smith on the slant. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. On first down, Hurts. Caught by Dotson on the slant. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. He's back to throw. They connect for the first. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. Offense in the hurry up here. From the 41. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
On third down, it's Hurts. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Devontae Smith, the intended target. 4th down coming up. Throw is caught by the back. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing it.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Hurts setting up to throw. A throw left side, caught by Brown. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Desperation time here on 4th. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They gotta give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end, only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that 1st down.
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Trying again, following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a first down. Working quickly here. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Offense up to the line fast.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Looking to throw. He connects downfield on 4. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half. Puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Here's Hurts. Finds him on the slant. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Second and 3 now. From the 38. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Here he is to throw. Forced out to his right. And this one does not go far.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
He'll look to throw it. Caught quickly on the slant. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They're going to run with Barkley. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
Trying to locate it. Oh, no! He lost it! And normally that equals disaster, but it gets out of bounds and ends in a touchback. The Steelers' offense headed out. The game really in their hands at this point, Brock. We're going to see whether it's a celebration coming up next or overtime. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, son.
Back to throw. Austin's there to haul it in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Setting up to pass. Connects on the crosser. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Second down.
11.
Fields out of the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Hey, Monday.
Here he is to throw. He's going deep this time. Oh, my goodness, it's intercepted. And the Eagles take possession. They're going to set up shop at the 22-yard line. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Hauled in by Goddard, left side. Excellent pickup to move the chains, 36 yards in the end. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time he could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he pushed deep into enemy territory with that, down inside the 25. All right, got a timeout here. Just 8 seconds remaining in our ball game. Second and 3 now. From the 24. And the defender comes away with it. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
He's trying another one deep. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here comes their offense out again. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's second down coming up.
Now second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. Caught by Fryermuth. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Catch made by Austin. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Another throw for Fields. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now it's second down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Running behind center with Harris. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Fields on third. Gets this one to Harris. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. They're out and set, first and 10. To the ground with Barkley. And some great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's another carry for Barkley. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you can feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back-to-back stops.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Another try following the sack. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. So they're left facing third and long. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He has all day back. Pressure's there, and the steel curtain closes on it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, first and 10. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Offense in the hurry up here. Second down here, another give to Harris. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Staying on the ground with Harris. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Going to the ground again on first. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Second and 6 now. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 give to Harris. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Shotgun snap to Fields. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. Looking for it with Warren. Has the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers claim a 6-point lead. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.